So you haven't done any marketing before, but you'd like to look into it. And you've got a small business. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about how to market your small business. Now, there are a lot of options, so I'm going to narrow it down to where you can really get the most bang for your buck. And my hope is that you'll come away from this episode with proper expectations, so you'll really know what to expect. I want you to know how to get the results the quickest and what's the best long-term approach. If you've never done any marketing before, know that there is a learning curve, okay? I'm going to recommend that you start with Facebook ads. Facebook ads has some pros and it has some cons. The reasons I want you to start there is just because you're going to be able to learn a lot. I don't want you to stay there longer than you have to, but as soon as you spend money, your ads will appear, and then you're going to be able to test and tweak and iterate the titles, the ads, the landing pages that they go to, the color, the headlines, the videos, the offer that you make, right? You're going to test all of these things, and in a relatively quick amount of time, you're going to be able to find something that works. And what works on Facebook is if you spend this much and you can earn this much, then it's working. So while you're actively working on Facebook, I want you to passively and in the background start working on YouTube. YouTube is the long-term play. YouTube will generate your business much higher quality leads for the business than Facebook ads. Facebook, you can ramp up the quantity, but you're going to have very low quality. Part of the reason for that is you're paying for people to watch a video and they're on the defense. With the YouTube strategy, you're going to learn that these people don't feel like they're being sold to. They sought you out, you're helping them out, you're building a relationship, and so after there's a relationship built, then they go and they watch one of your promo videos. It's just a whole different scenario. So when you generate leads that way, they're really warm leads. They're like referral quality leads. So why don't I have you just start on YouTube then and just give it some time? Well, that advantage of being able to iterate and fine-tune your funnel on Facebook is a real big advantage, and you want to use that same funnel that's working on Facebook. You want to use those same landing pages, the same gifts, the same offers, the same wording for YouTube. But with YouTube, you're not going to send people directly to that promo video or directly to that landing page. On YouTube, there's an additional stage. So I like to look at it as a stage 1 video and a stage 2 video. Where paid ads, you're just sending people directly to the promo video. But with YouTube, you have a relationship building video first. So when they come to YouTube, they're just learning from you. They're not being sold to. You're developing a relationship. They're learning to trust you and know who you are before they go to that promo video. Let me show you some examples on YouTube of these stage 1 videos. Each of these YouTube channels I'm going to show you is a small business owner, okay? So if you go to YouTube and you type in 10 things you should never say to your child, you'll notice Paul Jenkins is at the top and you've got Nicolene Peck is in number 2. If you type in are fixed indexed annuities a good investment, you'll find Stan, the annuity man there. We put him there. If you type in how to get business credit with poor personal credit, you'll see Noelle Randall there. We put her in the top 2 positions. If you type in how to change the tone of your singing voice, you'll find Jason Hewlett at the top. And when I say we put him there, we don't actually control YouTube and we're not paying for this placement, but we're creating the right type of content and following a 5-ingredient strategy that will make sure your videos show up at the top like this. So I want you to understand my tree analogy. Okay, so picture this tree, and let's say your core area of expertise is motivation. Okay, so a tree has this broad trunk that goes out to the branches, that goes out to the leaves. The trunk represents your area of expertise. The branches are all the different categories you have expertise in, and the leaves represent the very, very specific questions that your target audience is asking. So with a trunk of motivation, a leaf example would be how to overcome lack of motivation to exercise. So notice how many words are in there. The more words you add, the more specific the question gets, and that's what we want. We want really, really specific questions. Here's another one. How to get motivated to clean when depressed. Okay, so again, another very specific question. You can't just make these up. If you make up these questions, as good as they sound, they're not going to work. It's not going to get your results. I had to go and do research and find the exact wording that gets searched consistently on Google and YouTube every single month. That's what we need. That's what the leaf titles, that's what it's all about. Now, do you want to see the end result? The end result of doing this is amazing. This is a spreadsheet I created for Noelle Randall, and this was back in February of 24. Now, notice every single one of these questions has those 4 words in common: real estate investor find. Okay? And if you look at this list of questions, every one of these has the 4 words real estate investor become. So very similar branches, But when I showed these two divided this way to Noelle, she looked at the first branch and she said, you know what, that's not my target audience. If I answer those questions, it's not really going to help my business. But these questions, this is my target audience. I know who these people are, I know what they're looking for, and I want to own this space on YouTube. Anytime somebody asks one of these questions, I need to be at the top. So that's what we were looking for. Now we wanted to check the ranking. On this first branch, we checked the ranking on each of these questions, and if you see a yes at the right there, yes means she does rank at the top. She's in the top 3. Starting means you have to scroll down, but you find her in the top 20. And no means she didn't show up. We didn't find her in that top 20. So for this branch, she's actually got a good start. She's got a lot of traction, but this isn't important to her, so we didn't film any more videos on this branch. This is the branch that she wants to own, that she wants to dominate. And you look at the ranking on February 10th, and you see it's mostly no's. So this was actually exciting for us because we knew a new branch that we could go after that she does not dominate yet, but that she wants to. So on February 19th, we filmed 5 episodes on this branch. In March, we filmed a few more. In April, we filmed a few more. And if you look at the results, going from February to April 18th, we turned 2 yeses into 8 yeses. By May 16th, even more yeses. And by July 3rd, we now dominate this branch on YouTube. That's exactly what Noelle wanted, and now she's dominating YouTube in just 4 or 5 months. Now, I have a free gift for you. It's a 32-minute training where I teach you this strategy. It's a 5-ingredient strategy, and you can find this training at natesfreetraining.com. I show you a lot of examples, and I go into detail on the 5 steps teaching you how to generate leads on YouTube and how to dominate YouTube like this, like how to get all these views because of this top ranking. Go to natesfreetraining.com, and I'll see you there.